What's your name?
I'm Stacy.
Stacy, have you lived here for a long time?
No, I moved here last winter.
Really? Where are you from?
From Colorado.
What's your name?
That's Harley.
Harley.
And this is Brody.
Hey, Brody.
And this is Foxy Brown.
Did you get him here? Or did you bring
This one I did. These two are from Colorado. It's rescued out of Colorado, actually.
Thanks, Stacy. You guys take care. Well, I don't want to scare anyone from visiting Alaska, but this is the middle of August and it's just a little chilly. Anyhow, I was able to meet with Linda Henning, who is the editor and writer for Alaska Dog News. She gave me some really valuable insights as to what the dogs here participate in and the activities the owners are involved in. So if you take a look at her website, you can learn more. Also, I was able to meet her 4 dogs and see their unusual behavior.
I see a similarity in people that go into competition. And one is a very strong ego, and another one is a very strong competitive nature. It really has nothing to do with the dog as far as I've been able to see, but it may, I don't want to say that everybody is like that. I've seen a change in myself once I went from having competitive dogs to pet dogs. It causes physical changes in you, the nervousness that makes me almost ill sometimes to do that because you're under such scrutiny. Negative motivation that can be used is not effective on these dogs at all, and they just shut down. The reason I think dogs are good at what they do is because for 2 reasons. They have the drive to do it, and they do get enthused by their owners. They can also be hurt by their owners. I know when I was nervous, the dog would get nervous and more jumpy when I was in the field trials. I used to think that they could feel my nervousness right down the leash. Daisy's absolutely the star. She's absolutely a queen. I had no idea what kind of dog she was. I thought maybe she might be part Great Dane. Do you want it? Molly's our goofy lab. She's not much into retrieving at all. Lucy would rather retrieve and Molly would rather eat. Lucy, what do you want? His mother is a blonde Saluki and his father is a husky pointer mix. When he runs, he's pretty amazing. Almost scary.
These are your dogs. Do you mind if I videotape them? Do these race in the Iditarod, really? Do they race for anybody specific or?
Ray Reddington Jr.
What's your name?
Reddington. You see the statue over there?
Yeah.
That's my father.
They're a lot thinner looking than what I thought they would be.
They're not what people would expect to see, the Siberians or Mastiff.
Yeah.
They're not. They're what we call Alaska Husky, is a mixed breed.
Hey guys. How do you keep track of them?
I got 60 at home.
You got more than this?
60.
60? Wow.
My kids each got 62.
Whoa, that's unreal. The next dog you're going to see coming up gets my award for the most un-Alaskan looking dog. He's Rachel Payne's miniature Shar-Pei, and if they were ever going to create a cartoon based on a dog, this would have to be the dog.
There was this ad in the paper and I died. I was like, oh my gosh, he's darling. And my husband's like, saw the price and was like, no way. You meet your dog and it's either meant for you or it's not. And it was love at first sight. We couldn't get enough of each other. He wouldn't get off my lap, and he was such a good boy. He's a lover. Shar-Peis have a really bad rap for having poor temperaments and being aggressive animals. Once when he was a puppy, one thing dropped, and ever since then he's absolutely petrified of big noises.
What you doing? I'm gonna get you. Get you.
So we've always had a pet in the house, but I fell in love with the minis because they tried to breed out all the breed issues. They have less skin problems, they have less eye problems, they have less of all the issues because they tried to breed them for the better instead of for the worse, and they found out breeding them smaller works. We definitely want to make babies, huh? We're gonna get you a girlfriend. But it's like having a small child. I was like, at least mine's cute and he doesn't talk back to me when he's a teenager, so I'll be okay.
Such a good boy, yes you are.
All right, what do you want to tell me about him?
Well, the Australian Labradoodle was bred primarily as a service dog to assist handicapped people. So they needed to come up with a breed that could be have the qualities to act as a service dog, as well as be hypoallergenic to the other member of the family.
Well, it seems unavoidable in the course of doing these shows that I'm going to find myself with some, what you might call, overly protective dogs, and so I go. I think today is the day I am going to get bit. And that sort of was the situation with Matthias Riley and her dogs. She said, here, give him a treat, and I did, but still, oh, I felt uneasy. I don't know why. It's not a reflection upon her, it's a reflection upon me, and I should probably be doing a cat show.
And he was on death row for being vicious towards people and other dogs. Good boy. And he's one of our management cases. He's about 8 years old. Like I said, he's traveled the United States more than most people. He's been with a man for 5 years that hitchhiked and train hopped all the way to Alaska from Maine. Patty is very rubbery, very people attentive. She loves people. This is Monkey. He's about 14. He was my first rescue dog and the dog that got me interested in advocating for chain-free care of dogs. Good boy. And he used to growl at men, and as you can see, he's very improved in that. This is Spider-Man. He's a very large dog and needs a lot of exercise. And actually, he is the one who's convinced me that sometimes 2 dogs are easier than 1. This is Survey, and we adopted him when he was about 4 months old. He was almost this big. Sit. And he was very thin and was just trouble, as you can imagine. He is the dog that taught me the necessity of exercise for working dogs such as him. He's a husky mix of some kind, lab probably. He loves to swim. And if he doesn't get his exercise every day, he likes to do things like rip the pockets out of my jackets where I had treats before. Yeah. Come on, boy. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Trying to come up with an intro for the next piece was just a little bit difficult. You see, it wasn't until I was off camera with Leslie Zacharias that she told me about being a bush pilot and the problems she had being a female in the somewhat male-dominated society here. However, getting through that, we were able to spend some quality time down at the park with her 2 dogs, Zero and Russia. All right, so now we're in the rain. Now it's raining.